everybody. Excuse me. Hey everybody, welcome back to VGC Regulation G, where today we're going to talk about the Vancouver Regional. In fact, there were actually two regionals this weekend. The other one was in Fortaleza, Brazil, I believe. Let me double check that before I look stupid. Hold on. It is Fortaleza. Where is Fortaleza? It is in Brazil. Look at that. I'm not stupid. But Victor Road doesn't have the results for those. I have somebody, my good friend Colton. You know my good friend Colton. They're looking to find the results for me because for whatever reason they're very good at finding them and I am not. But we're going to look at the Vancouver regionals because this regional was very interesting, especially in the team that won. Let's look at it because LUNALA just won a regional in Regulation G in the year of our Lord and Savior 2025, which is crazy because I didn't expect LUNALA to win anything until we got to dual restricteds. This team is actually not that crazy. Looking at it here, if you look at it, this is the Calyrex Ice Rider team that won that other regional, but with the LUNALA instead. It's not exactly one for one. I mean, like, it's a sash. I think that one was Mystic Water. It's got the Ndidi instead. I don't think that team had an Ndidi, but it's like a very similar kind of thing. But this is just like a very standard, like, Meteor Beam Expanding Force LUNALA set next to an Ndidi. Like, that's like something you see on the ladder all the time. And the stuff supporting it is just kind of like good stuffs in the format, right? You got your Landorus to help you deal with electric types. You got your Ogerpon Hearthflame to help you deal with the Moongus and grass types and stuff like that. You got your Roaring Moon, which is just like a really good Pokemon on the format. It does a lot of different things. It hits really hard. It has Tailwind. You've got Urshifu Rapid Strike. It's Urshifu Rapid Strike, and that's honestly pretty interesting. It almost makes me think you could take these four Pokemon and throw like any restricted, any other mon on here, and you would do pretty good. Which is probably saying something. Maybe there's a video about that in the future. Very cool. And their opponent's team was also very cool. These are the two teams in finals, and they're like some very funky teams. This is Imprisoned Calyrex Ice Rider, which is something I feel like you only see in I'm having a hard time getting. Okay, there we go. Which is, I feel like it's something you only see in like best of one, like specifically the global challenge, right? Imprisoned Calyrex Ice Rider was a crazy call to bring, and honestly, backing it up, this is almost like a standard like Reg H size spam team. You've got your Hatterene, your Gallade, your Ndidi, your Torkoal, and then, you know, those kind of just come with whatever two Pokemon they were running. And this team, it's Calyrex Ice Rider and Smeargle. There are 4 Psychic type Pokemon on this team in a format in which fucking Calyrex Shadow Rider exists, which is kind of crazy. And this Gallade doesn't even have Wide Guard. There's no Wide Guard on this Gallade. In fact, they're running Upper Hand, and I have been the biggest Upper Hand believer since day one. And honestly, it's kind of great to see one run a regional because Upper Hand is such a funny move. Like, honestly and truly, if you told me that they brought this team to the Global Challenge and they liked it so much they brought it to the Regional, I would believe you because that's what this team looks like. And, like, honestly, this kind of speaks to, like, a trend that I'm seeing. Smeargle usage is picking up a little bit. I've been seeing it more on the ladder. You see it more in the results here. People are remembering that Smeargle is very good in Regulation G because it just can do a whole lot of things at once. Did his Smeargle even have Wide Guard? This man has no Wide Guard on this team. That's actually insane. Yeah, I don't know. This is a very funky team. Both of these teams are pretty funky, but this one especially, like, second place team is a very funky team for this meta at this point in time because, and they're both the teams are size spam teams. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, that's honestly crazy. We have one of those Miraidon teams that randomly has an Ursaluna. That's not like super uncommon, but it is kind of weird, right? Like, you've got like the Trick Room mode to back you up here. Maybe this Ursaluna is max speed. I guess it could be. I'll never know. We've got like the standard Calyrex team. Like, honestly, this weekend, especially like on the in-game ladder, let me tell you, I played against nothing but Calyrex Shadow Rider Balance almost exactly this 6 for like 3 hours the other day, and honestly, it made me want to bang my head against the wall because it's such a not fun game to play. But yeah, dude, there's James Beck here with this just basic, very, very basic Calyrex Shadow Rider balance with the Clefairy, the Rillaboom, the Mienshao, the Urshifu, the Incineroar. Like, this is Calyrex Shadow Rider, the team. You know what I mean? Yeah. This regional, I think this is the point where people are like, okay, we understand Regulation G. It's time to do some stuff. I mean, you could say the same thing about EUIC, right? Because obviously Wolfglick won with Koraidon Perish Trap, which is a crazy thing to say. But obviously, like, there's a lot of standardization. Like, Urshifu Rapid Strike is on almost every single one of these teams. We've got a lot of Ogerpon Hearth Flames, Ogerpon Cornerstones. They're very, very good right now. We've got a lot of... Actually, we've only got one Rillaboom in top 8, which is kind of weird. Miraidon is not as good as it used to be, I guess. People have realized that Rillaboom is not the only thing that counters Miraidon, so that's super cool. There's a Heatran here, 9th place. Oh, it's Sempra. That's cool. Heatran's neat. It's got Magma Storm. I think it's very funny that people have decided that Magma Storm is a good move now because that trapping effect is just so good. And the damage over time is so good for dealing with, like, Zamazenta and stuff. So that's pretty funny. Yeah, this was just a really interesting regional with a lot of really interesting teams in it, it feels like. Lots of Dittos here in Top Cut. I think somebody top cut this regional with Rotom. I think it was like top 24 that was in the final bracket. Yeah, there's a Rotom here. This is a Rotom and an Okidogi on the same team, and they made it into the top cut bracket. And this Okidogi has upper hand, man. People are getting it. Finally, it is upper hand's time to shine in Scarlet and Violet VGC, and I am here for it. I have been an upper hand believer forever, and this is a Zacian team. This is more like a team I would expect to see in, like, Regulation I, or, like, honestly, this almost looks like a Sword and Shield team if you ignored, like, the Okidogi here, right? Like, honestly, this is a pretty crazy team. Yeah, I think this regional, like, in terms of restricted Pokemon, like, even if you just look at top 8, like, Koraidon, 2 Ice Rider, a Terapagos, 2 Shadow Rider, and a freaking Lunala. Lunala won a regional. Man, that's just, like, not even sinking in. That Lunala just won a regional. Lunala's never been a bad Pokemon, but obviously, right, like, it feels hard to use it in a format with Calyrex Shadow Rider. Does this one even have Wide Guard? There's no Wide Guard on this team either. He just said, I'm going to have Roaring Moon, and Roaring Moon is going to beat Calyrex Shadow Rider for me, and that's all that matters. Yeah, I haven't looked at all the teams, but there's got to be some other interesting stuff here in Day 2, right? Like, we have a Tinkaton in Day 2. Tinkaton C in usage. We got Regidrago Zacian. You know me, I'm a big Regidrago Zacian believer. There's a Sarina. Hey, is this Okay, yeah! Yes! I hate Calm Mind Kyogre. Hyper Offense Kyogre is where it's at, and this is a pretty neat Hyper Offense Kyogre team. Very big fan of that. Let's see, that's an Iron Bundle? Hey, man. Iron Bundle Miraidon is where it's at. I was testing a version of this team. Well, not a version of this team, but a version of this concept where I ran a little Ninetales and I just ran Blizzard Terra Ice Bundle, and that was really fun. Lots of fun things. Is that a Moltres? That is a Cantonian Moltres right there. Protect, Tailwind, Heat Wave, Air Slash. I mean, I guess, like, it's pretty bulky. Man, that's a crazy thing to bring. You see everybody else opted for Chi-Yu on there as their fire type on those teams. There's another Lunala in Day 2 with a Hisuian Gudra. I mean, I guess it beats Ice Rider, right? Yeah, man. The format is, I don't want to say it's getting so varied, right? Because if you play just the best of one ladder, you don't see this level of creativity. At least when you get towards the top. Because I got, like, very close towards, like, the top of the ladder with the team I was testing. But at these regionals, we're seeing a lot of creativity in the team building. Like, let me tell you, the only teams that I get to play against on the best of one ladder right now are Weezing Calyrex and, like, Calyrex Balance. And every once in a while you fight Miraidon or Ice Rider. And that's it. That's all that's on the Showdown Best of One ladder right now, which is absolutely insane. Maybe I just need to make it out to more regionals because this looks like it's more fun to play than the version of this format that exists on the best of one Pokemon Showdown ladder. And honestly, that's a shame because most people, right? Most people who play VGC are only really going to be able to experience a couple of regionals every game. And really the only way that they can experience these formats is through like the in-game ladder or through like Pokemon Showdown. And like maybe they play the best of 3 ladder, right? But that takes a lot of time. The best of 3 ladder is great. I'm happy that it exists, but it takes so much time to like do those matches that it's like it feels like I don't have that time in the day. Yeah, I don't know. I wish there was a way for everybody to experience the teams that you get to face at a regional in the in-game ladder setting. And I guess the in-game ladder is not as bad as Pokemon Showdown, but the Pokemon Showdown Best of 1 ladder is where I play most of the time because the games are fast and snappy, and you know, don't tell anybody, but I'm at work when I'm playing those. Oh, that's a Kingambit! I'm a big Kingambit believer right now. I was testing it. This one's safety goggles, which is interesting. I was just testing like the straight up like Black Glasses Swords Dance Kingambit, and it was pretty darn good. In the way I was playing it, that's a Screamtail here. People are remembering the Screamtail is a great Pokemon. Yeah, just Encore Disabled on such a fast mon is honestly like so great sometimes. Makes me think if maybe people were on Sableye, but I guess like Screamtail is kind of like the most prankster Pokemon that doesn't have prankster. Like if they gave Screamtail a hidden ability, I would hope that it was prankster. Wow, oh that's a Grass Ogre Pond. For Defiant is very interesting. I think excuse me. I guess Incineroar Elite's still pretty good in this team, but I would think if you're gonna run the Ogre Pond, you don't run Clear Amulet on your Calyrex Ice Rider. I'm a big believer that it doesn't need it all the time, but you know, I'm in the minority on that. Yeah, that's Clear Amulet. Most of the time you just see Clear Amulet. It's so easy to just slap it on. I'm a big believer that you don't need it all the time. Like, obviously, I made the Alchemy team. Shout out to that video. If you're watching this, you haven't watched that video, go watch that damn video, okay, please? Like, for me, like, go watch that video. That team was super fun. I didn't run Clear Amulet. I ran Covert Cloak on my Calyrex. It sounds like my good friend Colton's not going to find the results for the other regional. I saw the people. I didn't get to watch. I mean, obviously, I haven't watched any of it. They don't tend to stream a lot of those Latin American regionals. I don't know why. Usually, it's like a third-party streamer that does it. But they don't stream those Latin American regionals a lot of the time, and I feel like they should. It's kind of a shame. Like, I don't know. There's 2 regionals happening this weekend, obviously, but you could run 2 competing streams for those regionals. Like, I don't know. I feel like obviously I don't think the Pokemon Company makes ad revenue money from their videos, right? Like they don't run ads in their videos. They're a company, they don't do that. So like what would be the problem with running two streams at the same time like that? I don't feel like there would be a problem. Maybe YouTube won't let you do it. I don't know. I would have to like look into it. Oh, there's Raghav right there. Oh, Raghav brought the Heatran too. Is it the same 6? It looks like it's the same 6. No, it's actually way different. Oh, this is the Screamtail with Magastorm. Yeah, Magastorm, Heavy Slam. Yeah, Heatran's like pretty great right now, honestly. The Terra Fairy, Terra Blast. I like that. That's pretty neat. Raghav kept me from making was day 2 at like NAIC or something. I got up paired into Raghav and he absolutely beat my ass. Or yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah, I guess like the crux of like all my thoughts is just like I wish everybody could play this variant of a format like in their everyday lives without having to go to a regional, because it's crazy that Lunala won a regional. Like if you see a Lunala team on the best of one like in-game ladder or the best of one like showdown ladder, it's probably not a good team, and yet it can win a regional. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry I don't have the results for the other regional. I wish I did. I wish it had been streamed. I wish it was publicized. I wish Victor Road didn't take, 5 million years longer to post the results for Latin America regionals as compared to how long it takes them to post the results for every regional that gets streamed. But I guess, that comes with it. It's a lot harder. Let's see. We can see who the champion was, but they literally just says, this is the champion, and they didn't put anything in here. There's nothing in here. Like, get it together, Victor Road. What are we doing? I mean, I obviously, like, you guys don't make money off of this, so, like, don't feel pressured. I'm not actually mad at you. I just wish that I could talk about the regional here. Oh, well, there's their Twitter. My internet's being super weird today. I don't know why it won't load anything. But yeah, I guess that's the video. I guess that's all I have to talk about. Congratulations to everybody who did well at the regionals, both of them. Congratulations to Bruno. Congratulations to Bazad. Yeah, go ahead, go down in the comments. How much you think about the regional? Were you sleeping on Lunala? Are you a Lunala believer? Let me know. Let me know what you think about my hat. I bought this hat the other day. Look at him. He's got his little arms. Look at him go. Isn't that so cool? I love this hat. But with that, everyone, my name's Andrew. I'll catch you guys next time.
A very special thank you to all of the certified AndyLa fans, especially the AndyLa VIPs, including Colton and Cosmic Pharaoh.
Once upon a time, man, I heard that I was struggling. Came from a gen where power creep wasn't coming in. Face long, stats tight, defense up, shack height. Sturdy on me, sash like, got the TM last night. Hit me with that good move, make the smile and act right. Bast boys, better hit that builder. I know that's right, big Bast bust a